Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, Bruno is a composer who is trying to finish a musical score for a movie, but there's just one problem. Somebody keeps killing people in the house that he's staying in. Tonight's movie, A Blade in the Dark.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! Triskaidekaphilia! Yes. And tonight, I thought, you know what? We've gone to the Asian craziness a little bit much now. It's only 3 episodes, but still, I think we gotta save a little bit for later on. So I think it is time to move to another of my favorite genres, and that is, of course, the Italian Giallo. And tonight we have, one that I've been looking forward to for a while, directed by Lamberto Bava, and that is A Blade in the Dark, otherwise known as La Casa con la Scala nel Buio. Yes, anyway, so Blade in the Dark, this Vinegar Syndrome 4K box is spectacular. Look at that. It opens like that. Look at the backside. It's like, oh, I'm safe in here. No, I'm not safe. Oh my gosh, there's a knife. Anyways, this is just wonderful. Just wonderful. A Blade in the Dark. Look at that slipcover. It's a box and a slipcover, and it's of course in 4K. So anyways, what is A Blade in the Dark about? Well, it is about a musician, a composer, who is working on composing a score for a horror movie for a friend. And so to do so, he decides to rent out a house. And the house is complete with everything you would need. It has a pool, it has a great backyard, it has wonderful large rooms, it has a nosy neighbor, a creepy groundskeeper, and someone who's going around stabbing people. Yeah. So of course, in true Giallo fashion, our hero needs to figure out who's doing the stabby before that knife ends up within him. So let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. I am going to give this a solid 3 out of 5. It's not a huge amount of kills. It's not like a super bloodbath, but a lot of this is going to be for the really, really brutal kill. I mean, you see the hand with the knife in there, and that happens in the movie, and it is a brutal kill, and her hand just right off and bloody, and honestly, that is like the centerpiece kill of this movie. But there's also a few bloody scenes thrown in there, but really it's the brutality of that kill that really hits that score up there. I mean, I'm not talking, it's not, pillow fighting through the rest of the movie. There is some brutalness in there, but man, that kill is just chef's kiss. Moving on to shock value, I'm also going to give this a 3 out of 5. The ending is kind of a shock twist ending, even though I kind of figured it out. And once again, I guess I'm just getting used to the modus operandi, the logic behind these movies. But anyways, a lot of it also is that there are a bunch of effective jump scares. Honestly, jump scares aren't that much of a thing in Giallo movies, and I was kind of surprised by the amount and quality of them, and really, they kind of get you good. So yeah, kudos. 3 out of 5. Moving on to plot, I'm going to give this a 2.5 out of 5. It is very standard. The plot is very standard. It hits all the tropes. The whole red herring palooza thing going on, and the characters are pretty one-dimensional. You've got this kind of a thing about the actress girlfriend, which really I just doesn't fit well. I know like the whole setup with the tennis balls and stuff like that. It just a lot of those kind of narrative strings just seem to be not well developed and a little bit out of place and perhaps somewhat unnecessary. You can cut some of the fat out of there, but overall pretty average. I mean, it's not like a complete lunacy fest like some giallos where you just like the plot is just all over the place and incomprehensible. I mean, this has the logic. It flows. It can be a little slow at times, but overall, average. 2.5 out of 5. Moving on to acting, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. Maybe I'm getting more used to Italian dubbed acting stuff going on like that. And I'm developing more of an appreciation for it, I guess. And I think that the people who act in this movie do a pretty good job, above average. 3 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, and Nudity is 1.5 out of 5. There is a scene where someone wants to use the pool, and the creepy groundskeeper is watching her undress. Also, there are some brief shots of pornographic magazine pages here and there. One kind of is part of the scene where the killer is like cutting it up, and of course you've got to create red herrings by throwing all kinds of doubt on all kinds of different people. So one of the best ways they do that in Italian giallo movies is just have the creepy guy have just a wall full of naked women pictures, right? Because obviously he's got to be a psychopathic murderer because he's a sick pervert, and all sick perverts are psychopathic murderers. Remember that, kids. Anyways, 1 out of 5, 1.5 out of 5. Moving on to enjoyment factor, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. Plot deficiencies aside, I love giallos, and this hits all the right giallo notes. Yes, I probably would have liked a little bit more creativity in the looks and the visuals. Would probably have added a little bit more creativity in the plot, yes, but overall it is a solid giallo movie, and fans of the genre are going to like this movie. They're going to love the feel, the ambiance, and it hits all the right notes. It doesn't do anything spectacular, but it also doesn't fail at many things. So I really do enjoy it. I was excited to see this come up in 4K, and Vinegar Syndrome did just a beautiful job on this release. And it actually comes with 2 versions, the extended version and the theatrical version. I am reviewing, of course, the extended version with more scenes. It was kind of decided to be kind of like a TV miniseries, which I find kind of crazy that they would think about putting this on TV, but it shows you the difference between American television and Italian television, where Italian television, they can get away with some brutal murders and nudity, while American television, maybe they can be somewhat brutal with the murders, maybe not as bloody, but anyways, 4 out of 5 overall impression is going to be a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, it's a good movie. It's a good giallo. There is deficiencies with the plot, but I think overall everything comes together nicely. It's entertaining, and it is well put together, and therefore quite a bit above average. Maybe not quite the 4, not quite 3.75, but 3.5 out of 5. It's an enjoyable movie, and it'll be interesting for me to go back and maybe check out the theatrical version. There's probably not too much difference between the two, but it's great that they have them both on the 4K as well as regular Blu-ray. anyways, so 3.5 out of 5 overall impression, and that averages out to a 2.9 out of 5. I mean, it could have gotten a little bit more extra points by turning up some of the sleaze factor, I guess, but anyways, it's still solid movie. I recommend it, especially if you're a fan of Italian Giallo movies. I think it's great, and so there you have it. La Casa con la Scala nel Buio, otherwise known as A Blade in the Dark. Even comes with this nifty book. This nifty book. And so there you go. Blade in the Dark. And there we have it. End of another episode. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Have you seen A Blade in the Dark? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And, the same old YouTube garbage, blah, blah. Rate, comment, subscribe, bell, notification, subscribe. All that mumbo jumbo. Check out my Minds page. Minds.com/Zankoku for uncensored videos for the most part. And until next time, everyone, I will see you again on another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And remember, Internet, to stay scary. And also, I just have to have this feeling of, if you're experiencing strange murders and happenings around your house, perhaps, and it's not your house, it's a house you're renting. Perhaps I'm just gonna put it out there. Perhaps you just say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna get a hotel. I'm just gonna get a hotel and finish this off at a hotel. I know you got all this equipment and stuff like this. I'm sure it's in the budget for a while. I mean, get some studio space. I don't know. You would think renting out this house would be more expensive, but perhaps they're getting a good deal. I don't know. I just think you should probably not be there. I'm just saying. Okay. Ah!